Welcome to With the First Pick. We're going team by team to build a perfect 7-round mock draft. Who's on the clock today? We're breaking down the Cleveland Browns' biggest needs, best fits, and sleeper picks that can make their draft. By the time we're done, you'll have a complete blueprint for how they can dominate draft weekend. It's time to get on the clock. Let's build the perfect draft. Ryan Wilson along with Emory Hunt. They're picking second overall, and by my count, Emory, the Cleveland Browns have 10 picks. And Cam Ward is already off the board to the Tennessee Titans in this mock draft. So pick number 2. Overthinking it, simplifying it. They got Kenny Pickett. What are you doing for the Cleveland Browns?
Right. So your quarterback of the future is locked down with Kenny Pickett. You know what I'm saying? So I would say you could just bypass quarterback altogether and just get ready for the season. Get Shedeur Sanders, man. Help Cleveland Brown get a guy that has played in cold weather. Colorado is not in the Sun Belt states like I know some people like to play around and think that there is. I like Colorado's ability to prepare guys for the pros, and I think Shedeur will be ready to step in and play right away really well for the Browns.
Yeah, if he's not ready to go right away, they could go with Kenny Pickett for however long, a month, 6 weeks, doesn't matter.
Yeah, for a preseason game.
Preseason game. So Shedeur Sanders, 2 picks, 2 quarterbacks off the board. The Browns found themselves on the clock again at pick 33 at the top of the second round here. And again, they have all sorts of needs. They got Myles Garrett back in the fold. They signed Joy Tryon-Shoyinka, the former first-round pick of the Buccaneers, to bookend him, but he's on a 1-year prove-it deal. So the floor is yours because there are any number of directions you can go to make this team better.
Luther Burden, he's my number 1 slot receiver. I think people forgot how good he was coming into the season, how much the NFL thought of him coming into the season. This is a fantastic receiver. Gives Shedeur another weapon out there to go along with Jerry Jeudy.
They need some juice at wide receiver. You mentioned Jerry Jeudy. They have said Tillman. Luther Burden is a different dude, especially if he has someone throwing him the ball. You and I both like Brady Cook, but he was banged up last year, and that had a lot to do with the lack of productivity for Luther Burden in 2024. Pick 67, back on the clock. They need a running back. Nick Chubb.
They do.
And I like Peyton Hillis 2.0. No disrespect. I mean, Cam Skadaboo is probably a better player than Peyton Hillis.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what his shelf life is going to be because he is one of the toughest dudes in college football, and he took an absolute beating dragging that Arizona State team up and down the field. But I'll let you go in any direction you want to go here because there's still a lot of guys, as you look at this draft board here, who are capable of helping the Browns right away.
And that's where I was going to go running back anyway, because they do need a guy. Let's go to running backs. It's fascinating that Scadabo is here because that tells me a lot of other backs are probably already off the board. Whew.
So Dylan Sampson out of Tennessee, R.J. Harvey at UCF. Devin Neal didn't run a great 40 time in the 4.5s, but he can absolutely ball out of Kansas. Jaden Blue's got some juice. I mean, you can go any number of directions.
Yeah,
Smith is a scat back, it feels like, in terms of I sort of liken all these guys to Jalen Warren body types. You can do a lot of things well. What are you thinking?
I'm gonna try to game the draft here. Let's go to outside linebacker.
Okay, you gonna get too cute on us? What do you got? What do you got planned here?
Be cute a little bit here and see what we got. See if we can get some help on defense. Kyle Kennard,
a lot of dudes.
A lot of dudes there. Birch is
Jared Ivey, Kyle Kennard, Jordan Birch, Elijah Roberts was the Shrine Bowl, and he is 285 all day long and with a lot of juice. Josiah Stewart as well. I mean, this feels
good, right? So go to guard. They also need help along the offensive line, man. That was a big issue for them last year. Petonio has been up there. 2014 class.
Yeah, and they do, and they have some issues. Jedrick Wills is going to be a question. DeJuan Jones has been good, but he's battled injury.
Oh my God. This is tough, man. Let's go back to linebacker, outside linebacker, and grab one of those guys because at the end of the day, man, helping out on defense, and we'll see if we can get our running back in next round. I would go with Kyle Kennard.
Love it. That's a great pick at 67. That's value there. He was a part of that juiced up South Carolina defense that absolutely got after it. Talk all the time about Ole Miss, but South Carolina's defense was for real as well. Pick 94. This pick is from the Buffalo Bills. I would imagine it's part of that Amari Cooper trade. Running back still staring in the face there.
Yeah, and even though I like, these backs that are ahead of Martinez better, Martinez for me fits in what they're going to do in Cleveland, what they already have in tow. You have guys that are more complementary guys, speedier guys. So let me get Martinez to be the foundational guy here to pair up with what they have in Ford and what they already also have in Pierre Strong.
Yeah, different body type, different style runner. He can get it done. Pick 104. Harold Fannin staring me in the face. You have Njoku, and after that, it's pretty wide open, and this feels like a value pick. What do you think about Harold Fannin Jr. out of Bowling Green, the tight end?
I feel like he's a little bit stiff athletically.
And all that dude does is make plays. Ask Debo's Penn State how stiff they thought Harold Fannin was.
Hey, all you do is catch passes, but when you get spam, targets a game, like you're gonna catch passes.
All right, what are you doing?
Savion Williams, give me him.
Yeah, outthinking yourself. I love Savion, but you look at the production, it's night and day.
But he's someone that could also help out as a running back, also help out as a return specialist.
That's right. Now he was more consistent as a running back once they moved him there at TCU, even though he was originally a wide receiver. So he does give you that Cordero Patterson type versatility, and I get that as well. And there's huge upside because he tested through the roof, and he's 6'5" all day long, which is also crazy to think about.
That's a crazy 6'5" playing running back. All right, let's go Connor Colby.
We'll pick 179 here. You're going to help along the off the line with Connor Colby, the guard.
Depth is an issue for Cleveland, man. They especially on the offensive line.
You can fill in the blank is an issue for Cleveland. So I think they're going about this the right way. Pick 192. We got 4 picks left here. This is the pick from the Dolphins.
Let's go tackle.
Okay.
What were you about to say? I'm sorry.
I was going to say you could double down on some of these quarterbacks, like I said, with the 2012 Washington team, too. You can never have enough.
Give me Holland Pierce.
Holland Pierce out of
Rutgers.
Tackle there.
Great. We was at the Shrine game, Ryan. We saw how great his knee bend is.
Yeah.
For someone that tall. He's a very good player.
And this is a situation where you're getting guys that are good in certain areas and maybe lacking in others. That's why they fall down the board. But that's where coaching nets come in and get the most out of these players. So you can say so-and-so is too stiff, so-and-so has short arms. If you're drafting them, you gotta be able to bring them along. And that's going to be the task of this Browns coaching staff for sure. All right, pick 200.
Let's go safety. I feel like they need depth there.
Yeah, Grant Delpit and Ronnie Hickman on the roster right now.
Mm-hmm.
That's the starters, so you could certainly use some depth there. RJ, what'd you say?
Mickens.
I like RJ Mickens. RJ Mickens can play center field. He'll come downhill and pop you. His dad, Ray Mickens, obviously played a long time in the NFL. We talked to him at the Shrine Bowl. Quiet kid with a ton of confidence and under the radar, really good athlete here. 2 more picks to go here. Pick 216, the comp pick in the 6th round here. So we can just go best available unless there's a need you want to hit on.
Let's go tight end.
All right. Yeah, we mentioned tight end before. You passed on my guy, Harold Fannin. My other guy staring you right in the face there, too. I love Arondé Gadsden the second. Obviously, he has bloodlines as well. If you're going to draft guys, you might as well draft guys with pedigree.
Right. Let me get
Arondé Gadsden. He's not going to win a lot of foot races, but again, talk to him at the Senior Bowl, the Shrine Bowl, excuse me. He will block his butt off, even though he's played at about 237, 238. Big, strong target, great hands, consistent all day long. All right, the final pick, 254, into the 7th round here. Another comp pick for the Browns.
Let's go D tackle. Let's give them some depth there as well. Love that we are able to attack a lot of these positions. Ty Robinson, easy. Give me him. Ty
Robinson is, and Cam Jackson out of Florida is also an option there. But Ty Robinson, for some reason, he's at the Senior Bowl, and you hear that he plays too stiff at times. He is not a 7th round pick. Him and Nash Hutmacher played next to each other. They had Princely Uman-Mielen's brother on that team too, who has since transferred. That guy can ball, and he feels like a sort of a lunch pail, cold weather Cleveland Brown type player. All right, let's revisit the final Browns draft board. Are we at one more pick, Debo?
Yeah, one more pick. Okay, let's go. Let's go. What do we? Let's go to running back again. Let's see if we can double up on America's position.
America's position.
There you go.
Rocket Sanders is still there.
Sanders. Although I was impressed by Donovan Edwards and how he tested, I will go Rocket Sanders here because again,
Rocket ran really well, surprisingly well at the combine as well. Bigger back, obviously. But he ran sub 4.5, I believe. He doesn't necessarily play that fast, but that's not his game anyway. All right, now we have the Cleveland Browns perfect draft in the book. Starts with Shedeur Sanders, Luther Burden, Kyle Kennard. If you want a quarterback, you're going to have to take him probably that high. Pick 33, you're going to have to circle back and get, obviously, not a top 2 quarterback. Kyle Kennard, a ton of juice coming out of South Carolina. David Martinez is going to pair with Rocket Sanders as sort of that bullying run style running back. Savion Williams, high upside athlete who can play a ton of positions. You bolster the interior offensive line. You get some help in the secondary and R.J. Mickens, and then you get my tight end out of Syracuse, Rondé Gatz in the second. His dad also has bloodlines, long NFL career, and then Ty Robinson, maybe the steal of the draft at this point. We'll see how it plays out. But that wraps up the Perfect Browns draft class. Make sure to subscribe to NFL on CBS on YouTube and download With the First Pick wherever you get your podcasts. And stay tuned for more Perfect Mock Drafts because we're hitting all 32 teams.